Europe backs Ukraine with tens of billions more in aid, Trump administration not pleased.
Officials in President Donald Trump's administration have expressed dissatisfaction with Europe's efforts to ramp up support for Ukraine, as the US appears to be gradually stepping back from its previous role. In a recent article, British magazine The Economist cited a series of moves that suggest the Trump administration is slowly withdrawing its support for Ukraine. Specifically, the US has pulled military forces from the key base in Rzeszów, Poland, reduced its presence in the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, also known as the Ramstein format, and imposed a baseline 10% tariff on Ukrainian goods, while no similar action was taken against Russia. Another indication of this shift, according to The Economist, is that Pentagon officials have recently questioned allies about why they continue to supply weapons to Ukraine. Last week, the European Union announced military aid for Ukraine totaling 23 billion euros, approximately 26.1 billion US dollars, for 2025, an increase from previous years. Europe is also prioritizing the delivery of air defense missiles and other critical weapons used by Ukrainian forces on the front lines, especially in close-range combat, such as drones, UAVs. According to The Economist, several American diplomats revealed that Trump's team has grown fatigued by Europe's relentless push to provide military support to Ukraine. As is often the case with such a chaotic administration, it's difficult to tell what's a real message and what's just posturing, The Economist commented. The British outlet noted that Europe is currently pursuing a dual strategy. The first direction involves efforts by the UK and France to establish a European stabilization force to assist Ukraine after a potential ceasefire. Russia has opposed the deployment of such a force, even though the US has yet to make any firm commitments in support of the European plan. Through this initiative, Europe hopes to demonstrate to Trump that the continent is proactively taking on regional security responsibilities. The second direction is a significant increase in military aid from Europe to Ukraine. David Scheimer, a former official with the National Security Council under President Joe Biden, stated that there is no more time to wait. With Russia determined to pursue the conflict and the US seemingly stepping back, Ukraine must continue to fight at all costs, Scheimer emphasized. Earlier this week, Trump once again reiterated that the war in Ukraine is Joe Biden's war, not mine.
Ukraine extends martial law for the 15th time. Russia responds immediately.
On April 16th, the Ukrainian parliament voted to pass a bill extending martial law, submitted by President Volodymyr Zelensky. In a statement on Telegram, Ukrainian MP Yaroslav Zhelezniak said the bill was approved with 346 votes in favor, 1 abstention and 1 vote against. The dissenting vote came from MP Oleksiy Honcharenko. According to the bill, martial law in Ukraine is extended until August 6, 2025. The previous extension was set to expire on May 9, 2025. Martial law was first declared on February 24, 2024-2022, the day Russia launched its special military operation. Since then, it has been extended 15 times, each extension lasting 90 days. Along with the initial declaration of martial law, Ukraine also announced its first ever general military mobilization. According to Ukraine's constitution, elections cannot be held during martial law, which effectively extends President Zelensky's term, despite calls from both the US and Russia for the Ukrainian government to hold elections. According to Reuters, Zelensky's official term, as per the Ukrainian constitution, ended in May 2024. On April 15th, former President Petro Poroshenko, leader of the opposition European Solidarity Party, said that after recent Russian strikes on Sumy and Kryvyi Rih, Ukraine should indeed extend martial law. However, he also warned that President Zelensky may be trying to prolong his power by abusing the wartime measure. We need to clearly recognize that the government is starting to abuse martial law, Poroshenko said.